Here's the story time. I pray, first of all, if you can go ahead and hit that like button for me. But I pray that your day is going well. I just wanted to come on here and share a few things, just things that I'm thinking about within this story time, which brings about the story time. Um, I have a granddaughter that's 17 years old, and I look at her, she's small and tiny, and I'm sure back so many years ago I was too. But I went off to North Carolina Central University in Durham, North Carolina, and I wasn't really abreast about college and different things like that. And I say that I don't blame my parents, because I look back and I think about how young they were. My parents were, my mom was 17 when she had me, and my dad was 20. That is so very young. And like I said, I look at my 17-year-old now, and my 17-year-old granddaughter, and I just can't even imagine her walking around pregnant. I pray that she doesn't. I pray that she goes off to college. I mean, she has finished high school a year early, so I'm proud of that for her. But I can't even imagine, as I look at her, how young and naive I was to the world and different things like that. And I went off to school, came back with my daughter. Needless to say, like I said, I wasn't abreast on college, things of that nature, what to do, how to go about doing it. I wasn't disciplined or anything like that. I just went because I thought I should, not knowing and not realizing it would have a major effect on my future. Go to college, or do something, if it's a trade or whatever the case may be. And I keep on encouraging her to do something while she's young, so she can retire early, so she can have so she could, make sure that she wants to retire early, or make sure, the decision, she won't have to work 50 years, before she can retire. I also have a grandson who's 16, and I try to tell them things early. I'm trying not to preach to them so that they will be able to talk to me, but I go back to what I'm considering a story time. I met my child's father, and Lord knows I was head over heels as a man. He was 21, and now looking back, I'm like, no, I shouldn't have been dating him, but I was very, 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 very naive, very naive. He did so much stuff as I look back, and I asked myself if I was in love with him, and I don't think so. I think he was like almost kind of like my first real love type of situation. And like I said, I wasn't going to class, came back to North Carolina, came back to my hometown with a baby, and man, listen, y'all, just let us please, pray for our children, pray for our grandchildren, that they don't do some of the things that we did, like that would help them to further advance themselves. And I want to say I need to, and I didn't even think about this when I had my daughter. Of course she has turned 17 in her life. I just thought, I got a 17-year-old. I didn't think about, telling her to go do this and do that, because I do understand that everybody is not meant to go to college. Everybody is not, and so I think I did not tell them that. I have two daughters. I didn't tell either one of them that. I just wanted them to be good people, and be able to take care of themselves. That's another thing I am stressing with my granddaughter, with my grandchildren, to make sure you can take care of yourself, regardless if you have a husband, whatever the case may be, a wife. Make sure that you can take care of you, regardless if anything happens to them. Going back to my child's father, of course that didn't work out. He did everything and anything that you could think of. He even had another child, and I was still so in love with him. And I know I made a little shorts when I first started this YouTube page, to make sure you love yourself more than you love someone else. Because people would treat you how you allow them. And man, if he would have told me to jump on top of the car and ride 2 hours, I would have done it. That's how, and I'm not going to call it in love, but that's how obsessed I was with him in the relationship. I just wanted it to work so badly. My mom had all her children by one man, and that was my goal. I was like, I'm not gonna be a baby mama, da 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 da, and I did not take the necessary precautions to prevent that, you know. And at that time too, that was a situation where don't put your child on birth control because that's just telling them that's okay. They're gonna do it anyway. It's better to be safe than sorry because they will do it anyway. I did, and I had a full mother and a full father in the house, and I did it anyway. Man, just pray for our kids and grandkids. Y'all have a great day.